Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Back to School Night 2021. And my name is Ms. Lukens. I'm the fifth grade teacher. We're going to get started here in just a moment. I'm going to share my screen. And I just wanted to welcome you to a whole new school year. Welcome back to school in-person learning. Share. So as I said, welcome back to school. Welcome to fifth grade. My name is Laura Lukens. I am the fifth grade teacher. I am here. This is going to be my second full-time year here at Holy Trinity, and I'm glad to be back again. I have been teaching in Catholic schools for almost 20 years. Actually, I think this is my 20th year, always for the Archdiocese of Los Angeles. And I am the product of Catholic school. I went to St. Paul of the Cross School in La Mirada and St. Paul High School in Santa Fe Springs. And so I just wanted to say thank you, parents, for choosing Catholic education. I know how much of a sacrifice it is. I watched my parents. I didn't appreciate it as a child, but I totally appreciated it as I grew up. I loved going to those schools. I had some amazing teachers and great experiences, and I know how much of a sacrifice it is for you guys financially, for all those service hours and fundraisers and all those things that you do for the school. It's a great commitment and a great investment, and thank you very much for doing that for your children. And so I just wanted to say that, and like I said, I've been teaching a very long time, but I believe we're always growing, so I always look forward to new experiences every year. So a little bit about our classroom. Our classroom, we are upstairs on the second floor. We're in the far back corner, kind of across from the boys' restroom and near the entrance to the back stairs behind the school. We have one of the larger classrooms, which is really nice. We have 14 students, so we are spaced out really nicely, and we have extra space. It was actually really nice this morning. We were working on an art project, and I was able to have them kind of spread out using the counter space. And so it will just be really nice when we go to do other activities with science and stuff like that, to be able to socially distance, have lots of elbow room to do things and not feel stuck at our desk all the time. And we always practice social distancing in our classrooms. It's nice to have all the storage space as well. We have a great little tech corner for all their iPads and items, and we have a vast library for all that AR reading that they're going to be doing. But I do want to take a moment to talk about the virtual classroom. Know that if we have to go to distance learning at any point in this year, we are ready to do that, not only as teachers, but we're going to make sure that the kids are ready as well. So we will be using Google Classroom like we did last year in terms of the kids. Their assignments and such will be posted up there. Now, I don't expect them to log into Google Classroom every day and to submit their work there. They're here at school. They turn it in here at school. But if they're ever out absent, leave early, have a doctor's appointment, realize that they got home and forgot their religion book or their grammar book, it will be posted up and they'll have access to it digitally if they ever need to. So that's kind of the nice thing. And then we're always prepared if we do have to go out on distance learning, they'll be in the habit and routine of checking that and submitting work that way as well. What else was I going to say? Oh, School Speak. Parents, you have access to School Speak, so please check their grades regularly. I do post them up every week. And like I said, we both have a virtual and a physical classroom this year. We're just thankful to be back in person. It makes teaching and learning a lot easier. So what do I expect of the students? So first of all, students should arrive to school on time and with all the necessary materials. This would be backpacks, their homework folder with all of their completed homework inside, their agenda book, their AR book and log, their snack and lunch, a water bottle, a face mask, and so on and so forth. I cannot stress enough how important it is that the kids come to school on time. We start right at 7:50 with morning assembly. It's great to gather as a community and begin with prayer. And then we are immediately back upstairs, unpacking and starting for the day. And when they come in late, they've missed that community prayer, but on top of that, they're just a few steps behind for a while in the morning, unsure of what to do and how to get things organized. Students should follow all safety protocols, such as wearing their mask, washing their hands with soap and water at break and lunch, sanitizing whenever they come into the classroom, walking single file up and down the appropriate stairs, We often have, like, we have staircases. One is for going up, one is for going down. We have an indoor and an outdoor. This just kind of prevents traffic jams, allows for social distancing. We have certain pathways that we take to go out to recess and when to come into the pavilion. And we've practiced those a lot this week, and the kids have really caught on. Students should follow all school policies regarding dress code for uniform and non-uniform days, including policies regarding their hair, nails, and jewelry. Thank you for your patience with us. We did send home like notes and messages if something seemed awry with their uniforms. I know we're being a little bit more strict than we were last year. We were trying to be a little bit lenient last year when we came back. We didn't want to have families to have to go buy uniforms for just 2 months of school. But now we're planning for the long haul back here in person. So please do your best to follow those uniform policies. We'll send messages if we see any issues. And we realize that sometimes you have to order things, sometimes things get delayed. Just send us a message. We're happy to work with you. And just as we have those, just keep those communication lines open, everything will be fine. Students should follow all classroom rules and policies and procedures, such as maintaining a clean desk, raising their hands when they want to speak, being prepared with materials for each lesson. And so that's just to not only prepare them for junior high, but just for life in general, being organized and being prepared. Students should complete all work as instructed to the best of their ability, and most importantly, to let the teacher know if they need help or they don't understand. And sometimes that happens when they get home. They're feeling confident in class, they know they have the help, and then as soon as they get home, it sort of seems like they had a brain swipe. And if they have that trouble and you can't help them with that, they can send me an email, you can send me a message and to say we're struggling with this, and I will work with them the next morning. I don't ever want them to feel panicked that they're going to get written up for having something incomplete or having done it wrong. I'd rather them do it right and double check their work with me than to feel overwhelmed with anything like that. So again, just communicate if there is an issue. Students should be polite and respectful, report concerns and issues, and always be a good Christian role model for their peers and the other students in the school. And I have to tell you, in just these 4 days, this is the most polite class that I have worked with so far. I have never heard please and thank you so many times in a single day. I was even commenting that to the junior high teachers and to Ms. Lloyd, just how proud I was. Every time I pass out a paper or give them a supply for something, it's always, oh, thank you, thank you. They're great about that. So what can you expect from me? I do send an email every week, sometimes on Sunday night, usually Monday morning, that just gives you highlights for the week, maybe some tests and quizzes that are coming up, reminders about events, or any changes that have been made to the schedule. You will get a class dojo message from me every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, just with a quick snapshot of what their homework log should look like. They should be copying it just as I have it written. But just in case they forget their book, maybe left it in daycare, left it in dad's car, and now you're at grandma's house. So you have access to that. And I might remind you of anything else that might be going on the next day. I do also use Class Dojo every once in a while to post up pictures. I know sometimes, especially with all of our COVID protocols and procedures, you guys are not on campus as much for certain things. So I do try to post up pictures and projects of things that the kids are doing. I do have grades posted up every week. I try to get it done by Monday, but it's often Tuesday, and I remind you in the messages when it will be up. For students, I make sure that they always have study guides for all tests and quizzes. I don't just expect them to read and review their book. I expect them to study their notes, and I expect that they will complete study guides. We review those study guides. They can change their answers when we're correcting them, and then they have great study sheets to work from when they're taking their assessments or when they're preparing to take their assessments. Know that I'm also available for homework club Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday every day after school from 3 to 4. You don't have to let me know that they're coming. They can just stay. It's absolutely free. I will help them with any work that they need to get completed. We usually start with math because that tends to be the most difficult subject for parents to assist with. They can get their AR done, and I can help them with anything else they need, and I will happily sign off on any of their work that they complete during homework club. I'm available for morning tutoring if it is ever needed. I am here really, really early most days. So if we ever need to plan or schedule that and that works with your schedule, I'm happy to do that. And I do reply to emails pretty quickly and dojo messages as well. If you send me a message during the school day, I will usually get a reply to you by the end of the school day. And if you send it after school, I will definitely reply to you by the next morning. Just know I'm very understanding, I'm very flexible. If you ever have any questions, concerns, suggestions, worries, anything like that, please feel free to reach out, send a note, send a message, send an email, call the office, and I am happy to chat and work with you. I just want what's best for your children, and I know that's what you want as well. So the instruction schedule, I don't have it finalized quite yet. We're tweaking a couple more things and we should have it all set and ready for next week. And I will send you a copy and the kids will have a copy in their folder. But know that Mondays are our PE days. Wednesdays are our math days. Recess every day is at 10 a.m. Lunch starts at 11:50 and they start with their playtime first for 20 minutes and then they eat for 20 minutes. And then there's a breakdown here in the PowerPoint, which I will send you a copy of so that you can see how many minutes approximately every day and week that we're spending on various subjects. And that's in class. And then obviously they have some homework in a couple of those classes each day. Here on this slide, we have some information about which textbooks we use for religion, vocabulary, and grammar and writing. Please remind your students that we do not write in these textbooks. All three of these books are soft covers, so they tend to think of them as workbooks, and they are not. We write all of our answers on lined paper, or I give them copies of anything I need them to fill out, but we do use them for reference and for studying and for practice. Reading, we use mostly novels to kind of guide our curriculum, and short stories and poetry as well. I supply those class novels for you, and then you are welcome to choose any AR books outside of school, and I have a vast library here in the classroom for them to choose. And I know many of the teachers are happy to have students come in and check out books from their own library. The kids love checking out books from Ms. Romo, and they are still able to do that if they wish. For math, we follow the Common Core plan. We use Engage New York and Eureka Math. We use several websites to help us prepare for those lessons. And then science and social studies, we use a variety of different materials to help with that, but no specific textbook. Accelerated Reader, we don't have any new families in this class this year, so I know that you guys are all seasoned, knowledgeable people about AR. I just want to remind you that as soon as we do STAR testing in about 2 weeks, we will set those trimester 1 goals, but students can be testing for AR already. A few students have already tested in the last 2 days on the book that they just finished up. And so it is tracking those points, and as soon as we get the new goals in, then it will compare those points and I will let you know where they are percentage-wise already. And a big thing I want to just remind families, it's really important to pay attention to the child's ZPD range, which I will inform you of as soon as we're done with STAR testing. And that's the range of books that they can be reading. So they might have a ZPD of 3.1 to 7.9. And you always want to be pushing towards the higher end of that range with those books, but it's totally okay to have some brain candy every once in a while and go towards the lower or middle end. Just every once in a while, we want to make sure they're pushing up on that higher level. It helps increase vocabulary, comprehension, fluency, and that's how we get better at things. And so if they're not always pushing a little bit harder, they're not going to get better at it. And we always want to read books that are in our ZPD range. If they are below, then you're reading books that they're not challenging enough. And if you're reading above, you're probably not going to comprehend the material that you need to comprehend. So please keep that in mind. And do realize that we often do not count the tests for students when they take tests on books that are outside of their ZPD. And if you don't already have it on your phone, there is a great app. It's the AR Points Scan app, absolutely free. I use it all the time when I go to Barnes & Noble or a bookstore. It has a way to scan just the ISBN code on the back of the book, and it will tell you how many AR points, what book level it is, what the quiz number is. It's a great app to use if you're ever just shopping for books. How to thrive in grade 5. So as I said, students come to class prepared, participate in those lessons, ask those questions, and submit your work on time. For parents, let me know right away if you have a question or a concern. Monitor your child's agenda book, their grades in school speak, and their AR reading, and help establish routines at home that complement the in-person learning here at school. The biggest one, and I skipped it right there, it's the one that's in pink. It says, let your children make mistakes. Education is not about perfection, but about growth. A great example is a lot of times when we get to science fair and the kids make hypotheses about their experiments. And we as adults obviously know, often know more about what they're doing. And so we can sit there and see that their hypothesis is wrong from the start. But that's exactly what a hypothesis is supposed to do, prove it either right or wrong. So let them make those wrong guesses. It's okay if they make mistakes. We learn better from our mistakes, and then we have that knowledge and it just lasts so much longer and sticks with us. So don't worry about perfection. Let them make those mistakes, and we'll get them in the right place when we address those. Just kind of repetitive information here, building those foundation. We've been spending this week just practicing those routines, those procedures. We're getting them all organized. And so just reminders, use that agenda book every day to track assignments. Parents, you have to sign that every day, Monday through Thursday. I do check them every morning for those signatures. Keep homework to be turned in that green homework folder until it is reviewed and graded. And then we move it into either their binders or to their other folder. Complete daily AR reading, 20 minutes for homework. We also complete some for school, and fill out that log with the summary. It's really important that they write a sentence or two, otherwise they don't get their full points for their AR log. Have weekly charts stored in that green folder and sign that daily. Feel free, if you have a message to send me, you can also write it on the weekly chart and I will get it, or in the homework notebook as well. Send me an email if you have a problem with a homework assignment. You can have your child send me an email through their account, or you can send me a message on Dojo or through your email. If it's after school, I might not see it till later in that night, but I will definitely address it by the next day. And get your work done for the day as early as possible. Come to Homework Club for assistance if that is possible. A few new things for this year. On the left of the screen, you'll see religion, math, writing, and geography. So for religion, we have a new virtues program. It coincides with our SLE program. And so it's going to replace our student of the month goals with virtue goals. So that's why this week we've been talking about saints, and next week we'll talk about virtues. And then starting in September, our first virtue that we're going to focus on is faith. So you'll hear a lot about our new virtues program this year. We're going to focus heavily on memorizing our Catholic prayers, and I'll give you more information as those prayer tests come up. Students have multiple opportunities to test on those prayers. So if they don't make it the first or second time, they do have multiple chances to get those points for their prayers. We will continue again with faith vocabulary. Math, we're going to work on computation skills and word problem skills. For writing, we have a major refocus this year on the 3 types of writing and specific traits for each of those types, and we're increasing our rigor and scope for projects and tasks. Unfortunately, when we went on distance learning, writing was probably the one subject that hurt the most in terms of trying to give students feedback, trying to collect from them. So that's why we're really focusing on it this year. And geography, we're going to really work on some map reading skills with the kids. For me, being the 5th grade teacher, you'll notice on the right, we have a lot of information about organization, communication, and independence. I want to make sure that these kids are prepared for junior high. So all the 5th grades, starting yesterday, when we organized our binders, it was about getting these routines and practices and skills that they're going to need for the next 3 years. So for organization, storing notes in our binders, using folders and composition books properly, working on communication, so not just participating, but asking questions and asking for help, and about being more independent, to think critically, to take initiative, and to lead rather than follow. So we're going to work on all those things this year. And last but not least, I just want to talk about Fall Follies. We are doing it this year. So Fall Follies is back. It's at the end of September, so we're just about 4 weeks away from it. We're going to actually start practicing it, our routine, starting next week. We're going to use some of our music and PE class periods to work on that. Next week, I'll send a message out to you and I'll verify with you if you plan on having your child participate in that all school event. We totally understand if you decide not to. Everybody's in a different place. We understand everybody has different concerns. So you can choose not to have your child participate for whatever reason, and we'll still practice the routines, but I'll just have like the arrangement of who's standing where a little bit different for those students who may not be participating with us. Our song, for any of you guys that are 80s music buffs, is the famous song Video Killed the Radio Star, which really focuses on when the start of MTV came with music videos. And our costumes, if you could start looking for MTV t-shirts for your kids. They don't have to be, like, we don't all have to match, but if we could all wear MTV logo t-shirts, graphic tees, any color, any style, and then I leave it up to you whether the kids are wearing jeans or different pants, anything with 80s style and flair. You know, if you want to do the whole flock of seagulls look with their hair, or mohawks, or if you want to crimp the girls' hairs or side ponytails, whatever you want, we can start gathering some plans for that. And if you are interested in earning service hours and you're particularly creative, I have a few prop ideas that I could definitely use some help with, and you can earn some service hours as well. So if you're interested in that, please feel free to contact me. I will send some more information out next Monday. The last slide has all the information that you need in order to contact with me, which it seems like most of you already have. But that is just my email here at school, LLUKENS@holytrinity-la.com. My class dojo, most of you seem connected. If you are not connected, just send me an email and I'll send you the information that you need to hook up with that. And you can always leave me a message here in the office with Ms. Torres. She'll put it over into my voice message or leave me a note and I will get back to you. Well, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. I will send a copy of this PowerPoint out to you over the weekend. And if I get any questions here in the chat, or if I get any questions at the in-school meeting, I will add an FAQ page to answer any of those questions as well. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your evening, and I will see you soon. And best wishes for a great year. Bye-bye.